Hey everybody, it's Friday and it's time for Simon Says. And this week I thought maybe it would be helpful to talk to you about your choice of monologues for general auditions. And when I talk about general auditions, I'm talking about generals at our office, like for a casting director, as opposed to going to generals for a theater for their season. So a lot of times when people come in for monologues, I think they're trying to show us in 2 minutes or less their entire range, which is virtually impossible, even for actors with superpowers. It's impossible to show in 2 minutes what you can do after all your training. So it's more a chance for me to get a feel for your essence and for your personal spark. So you want to pick something that you really respond to, that kind of shows you off. I think you need to ask yourself, what do I want them to know when I walk out the door about me? So often also people will pick something that can be off-putting. I'd be really careful about picking anything that has subject matter that can be offensive. You know, you're in a small room and very close quarters with people, and haven't seen the whole show, so we don't have the whole context and the chance to get involved in it. So I wouldn't do monologues that have to do with explicit sexual content, babies being tortured, bodily fluids. No bodily fluids. I would veer away from those. You know, I think of it more in terms of like, what kind of story would you tell somebody at a cocktail party to get to know you better? I would also steer away from iconic movie monologues. Again, you don't want us to be thinking about anything but paying attention to you and listening to you when you're in the room. And the minute you start doing the monologue, the orgasm monologue from When Harry Met Sally, I guarantee you nobody's listening to you anymore. They're thinking about the movie, they're thinking about the scene, and then a minute and a half has passed and nobody's paid attention to you at all. So you don't want to take anything that's going to distract from you or anyone taking away your 2 minutes. And on that same note, a lot of people will pick pieces that are sort of in the middle of a play and there's no context, and so it's hard to figure out where you are and who you're talking to and what's going on. And it's human nature for us to try to fill in those blanks while we're listening to it. And again, then we're not listening to you anymore. So pick pieces that have like an understandable beginning, middle, and end to them, so we don't have to put the puzzle pieces together. I hope these tips helped and break the leg, and I hope you have great auditions this spring.